NerdWerkz presents Trevor Keller,
Dave, we've all been killed by a snow wolf in World of Warcraft.
Dave Thomas, Greg Burke,
I would rather eat glass than play EVE Online.
The Next Level, Episode 8, WTF, Squirrel Girl?
Welcome everyone to episode 8 of The Next Level. With me as always are my gaming enthusiast friends Dave Thomas.
Hey, how's it going?
And Trevor Keller.
Hello.
Alright, so we got an exciting night of MMO news for you ladies and gents today. And our first story is the Marvel MMO finally came out with a trailer. Finally. After all this time, they finally announced a trailer and their platform and their with including gameplay. So it's pretty.
My God!
So it's pretty exciting. A lot of people have been waiting for this a long time because we got that little kid version of the Marvel MMO one a while ago, and people were kind of bummed out. But you know, MMOs take time to make. So the cinematic trailer, which is what you're watching right now on our show, shows gameplay and the antagonist Doctor Doom holding the cosmic cube of power, which means he'd be the antagonist. But honestly, I don't think people care about the story. I think they care about how the mechanics and gameplay works, and it looks rather similar to Ultimate Alliance. Yeah, like a kind of a dungeon side scroller, and it is actually. Trevor, here's something I didn't know. We talked about last time when I was reading. It's actually free to play. They actually announced it as free to play.
Oh, good.
Oh,
so you don't have to pay for it, which is awesome.
Well, from the looks of it, yeah, it does look like a Marvel Ultimate Alliance, top-down game. So I would hope it's free to play.
I don't know. So Trev, have you seen the trailer? What do you think of this?
I did see it. It looks interesting. I mean, like I said, it's Ultimate Alliance, only an MMO. I'm gonna have to wait and see. I'm gonna have to wait and see more gameplay. What else I can do? Because in the trailer, it just kind of shows you snippets of it, some quick cuts of action. So I'm gonna reserve my judgment. I'm excited because it's Marvel. I played DC Online, wasn't that impressed.
Because it was awful.
It had potential, but it's just you only have 2 zones and like what was the level cap, 20 or something?
30. 30.
Yeah, they just need to do more with it. It just felt like an incomplete game. So I'm gonna have to wait and see how this is gonna turn out. I think in the description they say you can play. They're gonna take you all over the place, like from Xavier's school to
Hell's Kitchen.
It's gonna. So hopefully they're gonna have a lot of playing zones, and I'm curious to see how many players can play at once, like on a team, because I keep thinking of Marvel Ultimate Alliance, so I keep thinking it's going to be like a 4-player co-op, but it's an MMO at the same time. So could we get the entire Avengers and Fantastic Four and X-Men, like all of us, to go into a dungeon or something? I just there's not enough that I know about it yet, so I'm gonna reserve judgment.
Well, that's going to be the big question: is what sort of character selection do you have access to? It didn't look like you had any customizing ability, so you're not going to be able to create your own character.
They say there's going to be no character creating. You're going to be playing,
which is fine.
Your
That's
Marvel hero. And I was saying this to Greg. They claim to have like all the heroes, even like they said, quote, like from Captain America and Spider-Man to Squirrel Girl. Whoever the F that is, yeah.
Wait. So there's a Marvel character named Squirrel Girl?
Yeah, right. Apparently.
All right.
So that tells me they're going to have an enormous selection.
They're going to put some work into this. Okay, that's good. I can't help but assume that a lot of characters are going to overlap ability wise, but that's interesting. I don't want to see. I don't want to see 500 characters and all they have is just reskin powers, Well, that's something you're going to have to be aware of. I mean, that's definitely it has to happen. I mean, there's so many similar power types, out there. I mean,
I just don't want to see the same particle effect, only this time it's blue and this time it's green.
I agree. Yeah, every time the Phoenix launches a fire blast, it shouldn't look like Cyclops' laser eyes. You know what I mean? But we may see that, because let's face it, if you do every single Marvel character, things are gonna overlap, or else you put way more time and energy than any other person in any other game. Like, that just would be mind-boggling to me.
I'm sorry, I have to make a comment here. Squirrel Girl, she has her powers.
You looked up Squirrel Girl.
She has an understanding of the squirrel language.
Dude, that's my go-to character.
Is she like?
All right, Trevor, you are now Squirrel Girl in our Avengers team when this game comes out.
I just can't imagine. Like, I mean, she must be as useful as Aquaman. I mean, that's basically what.
Right.
Man, they're like they literally ran out of every power.
Oh man.
Sorry.
Anyway.
Okay. Anyway, so back to
by the power over there.
Right.
All right, so I'm kind of glad it's free to play, because I mean, we've been witnessing a lot of MMOs that have just been failing because of their copy World of Warcraft platform. That's just, oh, we'll charge $14.99 because that's what Blizzard charges. But like, Blizzard had been working on World of Warcraft for like 10 years. Like, I mean, like, you can't, and they're the staple MMO in the industry. You can't just be like, oh, we'll copy there. You got to do half. I mean, $7.99 a month or $5 a month. You can't do $15 a month. You know, I mean.
Well, you have to offer exactly what WoW offers.
Yeah.
You need to copy their
expansive world and
to copy their
classes and everything else.
You know, that recipe of making an MMO, you have to copy it and just reskin it in order for it to work. But, you know, no one's going to really do that. So that's why all these MMOs are failing. Even SOTOR is losing subscribers.
Well,
and, you know, they just laid off, you know, half their team.
Well, to be fair, you know, they did. Blizzard did go from 11 million subscribers to around 8 million subscribers.
Wow, they dropped that many, huh?
But now, how many do they have with this new Resurrection Scroll?
Oh, I have no clue. I haven't looked at the numbers.
I bet they made all those back plus more.
I just got one.
Yeah, that'd be interesting to. Did you really?
Yeah, because I got to start playing that game with my brother.
Oh, you do you?
It's a summer thing, yeah.
Is that what you have to do?
Yeah, it's a summer thing. It's gonna be my new show.
It's totally. I mean, I'm tempted to do it. I've just, you know, I've given my soul over to Minecraft, so I can't really. I don't have time to play WoW.
I know, right?
But an instant level 80, and you know,
that would be really, really nice.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they're geniuses over there.
Okay,
they made back all those players.
Here's the bottom line. So, Trev, if you were offered to play an MMO, you didn't have to pay for it, but you'd only play one for the rest of your life. Out of the MMOs now, which one would you play?
Wow. Okay, so any MMO and it's free.
It's free, yeah.
Well, there's not that many great MMOs out there. I would just go with Eve Online, because I'm that weird guy that really, 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 really likes Eve Online, and it would be great to not have to pay for it.
Dave, what about you?
Honestly, you know what, I'm playing Eve right now, and it's a blast. I am paying for it, and while I do enjoy it, and it's really nice to have sort of a nice, relaxing, slightly slower paced game. If WoW was free to play, I wouldn't be on your podcast. I would be playing it right now. It is one of those games that appeals to me as like an old school D&D nerd. Like, it's way into fantasy, and it's got a very in-depth mythos and lots and lots of fun, lots of different server choices, PvP or role playing or whatever.
I feel like with WoW you'll hit a ceiling sooner or later.
You know, I do that with all games. At all games, I hit a point where I've gone, oh my god, I've thrown way too much energy and I need something different. But if WoW were free to play, like...
I don't mean, like, energy-wise, like you get bored of it. I just think there's only so much you can... You can only get so powerful in that game. And, like, with Eve, you know, there's... I mean, have you seen the map, the galaxy map in Eve?
I have. Oh, don't misunderstand me. I'm not knocking Eve. In fact, one of the reasons that I like it so much is that it's so expansive, and honestly, I could go anywhere I want to and do pretty much whatever I want.
I feel like I can spend decades playing Eve and not see everything.
Probably.
Like I mean, I know that's probably blown way out of proportion, but that's how I feel. And with WoW, if I give it a good year, I'm sure I can see everything WoW has to offer. Maybe less than a year. Way less than a year.
Oh, definitely. It would take you over a year to explore to autopilot to every single world, every single system. Sorry, every star system in Eve. I can imagine it would take you over a year because it's expansive, it's gigantic, it's mind-boggling. But there's just something about the fantasy role-playing games that I really, really like. And of course, it's Blizzard. I've grown up with Blizzard. I played the original Warcraft when I was a little tiny guy, and even my uncle used to work for Blizzard. Like I'm a Blizzard fan 100%. So if there were
plus you love to get trolled by 12-year-olds.
Troll.
Dude, I totally love that. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that's your biggest.
Actually, one of my favorite things to do is take my high level character that's all geared out and go pick on like dudes that are level 70, ones that are having a really hard time like fighting mobs of monsters that can't hurt me. I really like walking in and messing with those guys. I'm such a dick, but it's a lot of fun for me. But yeah, if I had to choose one MMO that I could play forever for free, it'd probably be WoW, because it's one of those games that, yeah, I might get bored, but eventually I want to come back. So it'd probably be WoW.
Way to embrace the stereotype.
Hey, sorry, man. What about you, Greg?
I would love to try DC Universe Online. I can't judge yet because I've never played DC Universe Online because it got such bad reviews and everyone said it was so boring.
Don't worry about it. It's not a big deal.
Really? I mean, no. I have to play that and have to play that and have to play SWTOR before I make a decision because I haven't played either of those.
The thing I liked best about DC was that you had the climb ability. It was very, very new. I'd spent my whole time playing superhero games. Yeah, acrobatics. It was very cool. The games that the hero game that I played was City of Heroes, and also its sequel, City of Villains, and that was a lot of fun. But they didn't have any like Spider-Man type powers, like no climbing, no web slinging, nothing like that. And the acrobatics power was actually pretty cool. You got to climb and glide like Batman. It was interesting. But other than that, I mean, it was fairly boring.
Bummer. Well,
fairly standard.
I'm just gonna have to go with WoW then, because WoW was like I said, I grew up. It was the first MMO I ever played, and it was fun. And me and my brother had a lot of fun playing it, and I don't know, it just seemed fun,
It's one of those iconic, really, really successful. Even if it's getting, boring and sort of cookie cutter.
Well, the thing is,
it's just so successful.
Yeah, and if it was free to play, I would be playing it all the time. But the problem is it's not, so I take breaks. It's a summer thing for me. Me and my brother play 3 months in the summer, and then after that 3-month period, we're over it, and we cancel our accounts and go on to something else.
Yeah.
But it's the fact that it costs money is why I'm not playing it now. But anyway, so so the Marvel MMO has been announced. The trailer, you've been watching it, and I'll also have a link to it below. But speaking of MMOs, and we'll go into the fantasy MMO. Dave, you have a fantasy story for us, fantasy MMO story.
Well, it's not so much of a story as it is sort of a pseudo inkling. I mean, it's not anything set in stone. I'm a big Halo fan, so anything out of Bungie, gets me excited. And some court papers have been released recently saying that Activision's lawsuit against some of Infinity Ward's people have started to come to a close, and now they're going to start a massive deal with Bungie for their new game that they are calling Destiny. Now, I don't know that that's the set name, but that's what they're calling it. There's
code name.
Well, there's also a secondary code name that's brought up called Tiger, but all references to that are fairly vague. But Destiny comes up over and over. So yeah, that's probably the code name. But from what we can tell, based on these court papers and some things that we can infer, it's supposed to be coming out. First of all, it's a first-person shooter, but it's supposed to be massive multiplayer. I don't know how the hell they're going to do that, but it should be interesting. It's supposed to be sort of a sci-fantasy, like a fantastic sci-fi game set out in space. And it's set to release for the new Xbox console that they're sort of codenaming Xbox 720, although that's not the official name of the new console. And it's set to release next year in fall, I believe. Let me look. Next year, 2013 fall, as Halo always releases. And so it's exciting. There's a couple of screenshots that are real pretty, but again, who knows if that's gameplay or just screenshots they wanted to make really pretty. But yeah, anything out of Bungie, I'm excited about, and I'm pretty psyched, honestly, that they've tried to branch off from their mainstay of making Halo games forever and ever and ever. This should be interesting in seeing if it's not just a one-hit success.
It's strange that they're saying that this is going to be launched on the Xbox 720 next year, when Microsoft has come out and said that they're not going to reveal a new console this E3.
Really?
So,
well, I did notice that they had put that off. But it also is going to be compatible for the 360. So I don't know if this is something that they are designing with the 720 in mind, but they're going to release it early for the 360.
The thing you got to remember too is that they're only saying that because they want people to still buy a 360. If they announce a console at E3, no one's going to buy Xboxes. They're going to say, oh, well, if it's going to come out in 6 months, what's the point of buying an Xbox? See, marketing with technology is tricky, and that's why, Apple, for example, they don't tell you anything until the day of. Nothing.
Yeah, and by the way, Apple's a bastard. I bought my little 3G iPhone right before the 4G came out.
Yeah, that's how they work, yeah. Because if you know the 4G...
Literally 2 weeks before the new 4G was announced, I bought the old school iPhone.
Yeah, because if you know something's going to come out, 2, 3, 4 months down the line, you're not going to buy it. And that's what makes technology and marketing very tricky. And I have a feeling that they are making a console. They could reveal at the C3, but they won't because they still want to sell their 360s. So
well, I mean, is the 360 even dated yet? I mean, I don't think it is.
Todd
I know
Howard,
it's been a while, but since the 360 launched, but I mean, games like Skyrim and these types of games are really, we're really seeing what the 360 is capable of.
Yeah,
I don't think we've hit that ceiling yet. No.
Todd Howard said that Skyrim was them pushing the Xbox the highest you could go. So that's basically the best you're gonna get out of your Xbox as far as I don't know. It's graphics. That's what he said.
You see Skyrim and you see what was that post-apocalypse first-person shooter that just launched a little bit ago?
Fallout?
No, that was just a while ago.
Oh.
Rage.
Yeah, Rage.
Oh, yeah,
Rage
that's right.
Was amazing.
Yeah, Rage looks fantastic.
And we're still getting these really great games. So I can totally see them not, maybe launching the new Xbox 2014 maybe, I don't really see a need right now for a new console. That's what I'm getting at. So I mean, it's just odd that they're saying they're going to launch this game next year for the Xbox 720 and there's no 720.
If you've ever seen Skyrim or Battlefield on a top of the line PC and then look at it at Xbox, you'll get discouraged because it looks so much better on the PC.
That's always going to be the case, though.
Right. But I'm saying I think that's where the Xbox starts to show its age, is in stuff like that. When you're it looks fine, and then you're but compared to this,
but see, that's not fair to compare to. I mean, you can put so much into a PC,
right?
And there's only so much you can put into a console. The console is what it is. So PCs are evolving every other day. So I don't know if it's a fair comparison to compare the two.
Maybe not. It's just,
in my opinion.
No, you're right. It's tricky to market, because you don't want to announce a console and have people not buy it. And you don't want to announce it too early or too late and have it be pushed back and stuff like that. And to learn from Sony's horrible launch of the PS3, we all remember that. Remember when it came out, it was $600, almost $600. I think it was $599.90, and people were like, "What?" And then
that was because they had Blu-ray.
Oh god!
And Blu-ray was the
hot
big
hot
thing.
ticket.
Yeah.
It's really tricky, but you guys can look at the details of this new first-person MMO, Destiny, on the link below. Trevor has another MMO story. Jeez, MMO night. So go ahead, Trev.
Well, I don't know if it's an MMO, but
it's an FPS, a free-to-play first-person shooter.
SOE, Sony Online Entertainment, has announced a free-to-play FPS called Bullet Run. So they're releasing this new shooter. it looks pretty much like your standard shooter. I mean, the screenshots, if they're in game, they look like they're in game. They look pretty good. They're going to be offering all of your standard, elements. It's going to be free to play, free to download for the PC. They're gonna have additional content, like normal, that you can purchase. So basically, the game is the story is like you're a reality TV reality TV show star, I guess. So players will have to fight basically for stardom. You're playing for fame, and that kind of the fame. I think they call it heat. It's somewhere down here on the list. You know, that's incorporated into the gameplay. The more heat you gain, the more abilities you get. Let's see. They're offering 8 kill skills, which, you know, basically is like kill streaks. It sounds like unique abilities that you can train to unleash during combat. So things like damage heals, berserker mode, enemy trapping robots, aerial ammo attacks, things like that. So it kind of sounds like they're copying COD, Call of Duty.
A little bit.
They also have a active reload system, very identical basically to Gears of War. You know, where you hit the reload button and you have only a few seconds to hit it again for a perfect reload. But if you miss it, you know, your gun will jam. So they're going to incorporate that into the gameplay. There's going to be 6 maps, basically varying from like industrial landscapes to tropical landscapes, desert wastelands, so on and so forth. There's going to be up to 20 players in a game. There's 2 game modes: Team Deathmatch and Dominion. Let's see. Players have access to hundreds of vanity items to customize their characters and style. So there's going to be customization to your character,
which I love.
Yeah. And this is where it's kind of weird. They're claiming that there's going to be thousands of potential combinations for your guns, using like silencers, muzzle brakes, scopes, stocks, so on and so forth. I think they're incorporating also like paint schemes. Maybe. Probably. You know, because I can't imagine there's thousands of different pieces of gun parts you can put on your gun.
Yeah.
But that's what they're claiming, thousands of potential combinations. This is where they're calling it Bring on the Heat. This is where that playing for fame comes into play. In-game progression is rewarded through exciting play. The more heat, the more fans. The more fans, the more players level up their fame. So basically, this game's all about, it's not just killing people, it's the way you kill them. So, taunt, slay, and humiliate opponents increases your heat, which will increase your fame, which will increase your level, so on and so forth. Then you'll get, you know, new skills and weapons by doing that. So, you kind of have to, you know, kill people with style, I guess.
So you're essentially a gladiator. You're not just, like, shooting people on a battlefield, you're doing it because people are cheering on you, cheering you to do it.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's a reality TV show. That's the story. So yeah, you gotta basically entertain.
Interesting.
Yeah, there's character progression. You gain access to unique items and weapons as your character advances to new levels of fame. You can also earn in-game currency to help improve and learn new skills. And then, you know, they have your standard killing community where you can add friends, join them in matches, so on and so forth. They also have a nemesis system to identify the contestants constantly blocking your path to stardom. Taunt system with custom animations to help pump up the crowd, quick play options, reload minigames, and, you know, more to come. So, you know, it sounds pretty cool. They're offering a lot of stuff. It's kind of like Team Fortress meets Call of Duty in a way. That's what it sounds like, at least. But it's free to play, and, you know, I'm a big fan of free stuff, so I'm definitely going to check it out. I don't know, what do you guys think?
Well, it looks decent. I mean, the screenshots that we've got look nice, although who knows if that's gameplay footage or not.
There's actually a trailer out. There's actually a trailer.
Oh, okay.
If you guys, I can link it to you right now.
Yeah, please do. But yeah, I mean, it's
the screenshots. It looks. There's a couple characters taking cover, so hopefully there'll be some kind of cover system.
That'd be nice.
I see like dual wielding players. You know.
Yeah, it looks like there's a lot of combinations, which is good. It allows it to really customize to your play style. And you know me, I love customizing my character. Like, that's why I was so excited for Brink. Brink was supposed to be like this game.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up. That's what kind of scares me, because we were all excited about Brink.
Yeah.
Brink turned out to be a dud.
Well, let's hope not, because this could have a lot of potential. I mean, the environments look pretty intricate, pretty sweet. Looks like a lot of fun.
See, here's the thing I hate about free-to-play games, though. Like, it's great that they're free, but, like, when you buy them and you go into them, they seem so cheap. Like, you're just like, oh, like, cool, look at that guy's like a cool weapon. How would I get that? Oh, I have to pay $4. Oh, that guy's a really cool like jacket. Oh, I have to pay $2. Like, I hate the microtransaction BS. Like, I'd rather just
that's the thing that makes free to play so profitable,
lucrative. Yeah,
I would rather pay like $15, $20. But now they're even doing it with the $15 games. Like, they do it with that Batman game, Dave. You bought that, and that seems like a little cheap micromanaged
Actually,
thing.
I just played the demo, but yeah, it's one of those things where
that's what's it called, Gotham City Knights?
Yeah, Imposters. Yeah, that one. And that just I'm not saying it's bad. It just makes the game look cheap. You know what I mean? Like, because I remember back in the late 90s, like, when this stuff would be like an unlockable thing in a game, we'd get it for free, and now they're just like, oh, give us $2. It's just like, no, I'd just rather not have it than pay you $2.
Well, you know, it's one of those things where, first of all, they know their market. They know that kids will go to their parents and say, hey, I want to play this free game, and then mom and dad walk off, and then an hour later the kid comes back and goes, oh, Mom, can I use $2? Can I have $2 on your credit card to purchase this gun? Yeah, okay, it's only $2. And then at the end of the month, they start realizing, oh my god, I just put $50 into this game because my kid keeps asking me for $1, and you just don't think about it. You don't take it into account. Trevor, a buddy of Trevor and mine, he has a kid who's doing a free to play thing, and yeah, he ended up spending like $15 without even realizing it, and that was in the course of, I think, a week and a half. So
my nephew's really into
and yeah, your
Free
nephew
Realms.
Too. That's right.
And Free Realms is free to play, microtransactions, and yeah, he's racked up probably about $50 in microtransactions. You know, getting tiger mounts and special little powers and things like that. Yeah, it all adds up. When you glance at it, it looks like $1 here, $1 there. But then at the end of the month, it's you're paying like the price of a full game.
Oh, yeah, a couple bucks at a time, it sneaks up on you. It really does. So they're actually they'll make a lot of money off that kind of stuff. And plus, honestly, if I see a really cool gun that I can't earn, and it's $2, I might pick it up. You know what I mean? If I'm going to play a sniper and the best sniper rifle is this $2 sniper rifle, I have a job. It's only $2. That doesn't bother me. I'll just be careful with how I spend it, but it's mostly for these kids or even these guys who have jobs and they don't care. They're just going to spend their money because they want to be good at the game. They want to have everything they want.
It was like, remember that rumor that told you guys, this was a long time ago, the rumor about like the Ghost Recon free to play online that was going to charge people for ammo for certain weapons?
What?
Yeah,
I don't remember that.
They were going to microtransaction ammo for certain weapons. That was a long time ago and it was a rumor, but yeah.
That would be the funniest thing in the world.
That's
sitting there in the middle of a game, you run out of ammo and you're like, oh god, where's my credit card?
Would you like to buy more ammo? Only 99 cents for 50 rounds. Like, I could just...
Dude.
I could just see, I mean, this is what gets me nervous about this stuff, is I could see it spiraling out of control rather quickly. Like, the DLC is already spiraling out of control as it is. Like, I mean, this free to play microtransaction market, this business strategy they have, can spiral out of control just as fast. So I'm just worried. I mean, I like it simple. You know, if I like the game, I'll buy $50. Like, you know what I mean? I like that because I'll get everything rather than like have all this content locked out and have to give you money to unlock it. Just seems like like you said, Dave, it's a brilliant business strategy, but it's just it seems cheap. You know what I mean? Like,
well, I mean, we've talked about in the past. Even if you fork over the $50, you still sometimes get disc locked content that you're gonna have to pay for later. So you really can't win either way. You just kind of have to roll with it. But but I mean, this is free to play. You don't have to buy anything.
Right.
I mean, you just show some, resistance and just put the credit card down.
Yeah, that's gonna be the trick, is knowing that you don't want to purchase anything. But let's face it, most of us will.
Well, this sounds like you're gonna level up and unlock stuff.
Yeah, it's not going to be just unlocked through cash.
I'm pretty sure what you're going to be paying for is like the jet green mohawks and things like that. I don't really see it affecting gameplay. If they really added a gun that did way more damage and you had to buy it, like, that's going to piss a lot of people off.
Right,
and it's going to ruin the game. So I hope they don't do that. I don't see them doing that, but who knows? Well, we're gonna have to wait and see.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you guys want to check it out, the link's below. I've been writing the trailer as we're talking. If it looks cool, check it out. And you can, like Trevor said, it's free to play, so you have nothing to lose by trying it. And then if you want to buy like green mohawks or stuff, you can drop a 99 cents off and get a green mohawk.
And Team Fortress is free to play, and they have the exact same micro transactioning going on there too. Mm-hmm. So but look at Team Fortress, it's still super popular.
If only if it was free to play on the Xbox. It's only free to play on the PC.
Well,
I wish it was free to play on the Xbox, because people would play that all the time on the Xbox.
That's a whole different that's a whole different story with Microsoft. Maybe that'll be next week's
podcast. Yeah.
next week's podcast.
Oh God. Well, anyway, you guys, I'm gonna cut a little short tonight because of the reasons I talked about earlier about the copyright stuff on my
short. We ran way late.
Oh, we did? Oh, God. Okay, well, if you guys want to link to free to play, it's below. Make sure to check us out next week, and I'll try to dig this up as soon as possible, because I'm having some copyright issues with my YouTube page. So we actually recorded this May 22nd, so if this goes up like June 8th, it'll probably be because I couldn't upload it till June 8th. So I'll keep you guys posted on that.
All this information will be way outdated.
Yeah, I know.
The game will be out by then.
I'll work on that. I'll talk about it. Maybe we'll talk about next week about the YouTube policies and what's stopping me from doing this. But anyway,
sure.
Thank you guys for joining us. Make sure to rate, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time on the next level.
Woo!